Hi, my name is Gilberto Choa. I will be discussing the PCB contamination that originated in Hudson Falls, New York, and eventually leaked into the Hudson River. First, I will discuss the background that led to the PCB environmental disaster in Hudson Falls, New York. Then, I will move on to the efforts executed to clean the Hudson River. I will present a bar graph that assesses the PCB levels in fish tissue. Further, the PCB level guidance criteria for human health and exceedance percentages at different time periods will be presented with pie graphs, as well as the PCB level guidance criteria for freshwater aquatic life and consumers thereof and the exceedance percentage. PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, are a group of man-made organic chemicals that were banned in 1979. PCBs cause a variety of adverse health effects. They cause cancer in animals, as well as a number of serious non-cancer health effects, including effects on the immune system, reproductive system, nervous system, endocrine system, and other effects. Studies in humans support evidence for potential carcinogenic and non-carcinogenic effects. Unfortunately, PCBs do not biodegrade in the environment. GE, General Electric Corporation, heavily used PCBs in Hudson Falls, New York. First, the factory was used to build bomb turrets for World War II bombers. Then, GE used the factory to build transformers and capacitors. PCBs earned a reputation for safety and reliability. With time, some building codes required the use of PCBs in transformers and capacitors. After the US banned PCB, 1.3 million pounds of PCBs were found in the Hudson River and hundreds of thousands of pounds in geology beneath the GE factory in Hudson Falls. In 1976, the state of New York banned all fishing in the upper Hudson River. A variety of aquatic life had been fished commercially in the Hudson River. They were found to have unsafe PCB levels. Fish consumption is the most potent pathway for PCB exposure in humans. The Hudson River PCB Superfund site is a 200-mile stretch of the Hudson River. The site is divided into two major areas: the Upper Hudson River, which runs from Hudson Falls to the Feral Dam at Troy, and the Lower Hudson River, which runs from the Feral Dam at Troy to the southern tip of Manhattan at the Battery in New York City. In 2017, the second 5-year review report produced by the EPA was released. A 5-year review determines if a Superfund cleanup remedy has been effective. The report states, as expected, average PCB concentrations in fish in the Upper Hudson are declining, but have not yet reached protective levels. The EPA's 5-year review acknowledges that more years of post-dredging data are needed to identify, with a higher degree of confidence, the long-term trends in the river's recovery. The following graph was retrieved from the EPA's second 5-year review report, Hudson River PCB Superfund Site. It is an assessment of PCB levels of fish tissue, specifically for the white perch species. The blue line is PCB level in lipid content, and the red line is PCB level in wet weight. The similar trend is that PCB levels have declined from 1995 to 2015. The following bar graph was constructed from information retrieved from the Injury Determination Report Hudson River Surface Water Resources, in part by the State of New York and U.S. Department of the Interior. The guidance criteria for human health is measured by parts per billion. The guidance criteria vary depending on time periods. From November 28, 1980 to February 4, 1983, the guidance criterion was 0.00079 parts per billion. Then, from February 5, 1983 to December 18, 1998, the guidance criterion was 0.00044 parts per billion. The guidance criterion increased to 0.0017 parts per billion from December 19, 1998 to December 2002. Then from November 2002 to the present, the guidance criterion decreased to 0.00064 parts per billion. The following pie graphs were constructed from information retrieved from the Injury Determination Report Hudson River Surface Water Resources, in part by the State of New York and U.S. Department of the Interior. From November 28, 1980 to February 4, 1983, samples were taken and the percentage of samples that exceeded the PCB level guidance criterion was 87.4%. Tests were not conducted from February 5, 1993 to December 18, 1998. From December 19, 1998 to November 2002, samples were taken and the percentage of samples that exceeded the PCB level guidance criterion was 65.5%. Then from November 2002 to the present, samples were taken and the percentage of samples that exceeded the guidance criterion was 90.2%. From June 26, 1976 to the present, the guidance criterion for freshwater aquatic life and consumers thereof was 0.001 parts per billion. Samples were taken and the percentage of samples that exceeded the PCB level guidance criterion was 85.4%. In summary, PCBs are dangerous chemicals that cause a range of negative health effects. GE's use of PCBs in the factory located in Hudson Falls, New York led to an environmental disaster which we are still suffering from. Fortunately, the EPA has stated that post-dredging data from 2016 is encouraging, but additional monitoring is needed.